And what are your thoughts about this exercise of registration, especially presidential aspirants that you've seen so far? Out of 4, 3 have missed out.
Yes, I think various provisions have been set out in the Constitution as minimum requirements and also in the electoral laws. And it is a business of IEBC to vet and ensure compliance. That is not negotiable. And I think as a country, we are looking for a CEO of the country. And borrowing from other jurisdictions, if you look at the American system, for example, the 2 main political parties, by the time you announce at the convention as a nominee, you've gone through an extremely thorough process. Even independent candidates, there are also procedures. It's not, we cannot bastardize a general election and a presidential election and cry foul where you really don't meet standards. If any of the presidential candidates does not meet the set out required standards, then they should not be cleared. And I think we've seen Chebukati has been allowing various candidates to organize their documents. One of them was even Kalonzo Musyoka. We are told he was not cleared because of want of documentation. And I think what Chebukati is doing due diligence without giving exceptions to any of the presidential candidates. And I am sure if those who don't meet the requirements will be expunged and will not be cleared, so be it, because we must be a country that respects the rule of law and constitutional order. Yeah, for this of Mwangi wa Iria, we are told that the documents from 22 counties, and eventually it was found that those that were valid were only from 5 counties.
Right.
And if that information is true, then I think even if you have mounted or erected 1,000,001 billboards and you don't meet the minimum requirements, then because we are looking for a CEO of the country, a man whose decisions will impact on the lives of every citizen in this country. So we urge the presidential candidates, all of them, please comply with the requirements that are set out at the moment.
Okay.
But I think the chair has been a bit flexible to even give some candidates more time to reorganize their documentation. We are looking forward for the conclusion of this process so that then we can move to the next phase of listening to the manifestos of the various presidential candidates and probably moving to the next level of presidential debates. We must elevate our democracy. There are all indications that the elections of 2022 in Kenya will be very rich with issues. It's a complete departure from the past. And we urge IEBC to remain diligent, impartial, and I think going into the future in terms of electoral reforms, and this is what needs to be done in the IEBC, of the commissioners, out of the 9, of course, that is provided for by the Constitution, between 3 and 9, but they have 7, yes. Yeah, I think it's important in future to have representation of the various political parties as the users of this institution, so that it's not just only commissioners who are appointed just by
that's a very interesting proposal.
Going into the future, just like the Parliamentary Service Commission, you have got 6 members of Parliament, Judicial Service Commission, you have representation of the Supreme Court, you have the representation of LSK, the judges, so that then there is a balance in terms of decisions.